Are you ready for a brain teaser? What weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? Well, they weigh the same. It's a pound of each. The mass is the same, 1 pound. If you got that wrong, you might have actually been thinking about density. There would have to be a lot more feathers than bricks to equal 1 pound, but that's not what the question was asking. So if you thought brick was the right answer, you're probably thinking of density, not mass. Density takes both mass and volume into account, which will tell you something about the compactness of the atoms. To calculate density, we use mass over volume. Now, I remember this because it looks like the DMV, and I just love going to the DMV, except not really. But it's a way to remember it. Now, density is an intensive property, which means as long as you have the same substance, it will have the same density, no matter how much of the substance you have. It depends only on the composition of the substance, not the size of the sample. So you could have a small gold coin or a large, heavy gold bar. Both the coin and the bar would have the same density, 19.3 grams per cubic centimeter. Density is often measured as grams per cubic centimeter or grams per liter. 1 gram per cubic centimeter is the same as 1,000 grams per liter. Since solids and liquids have higher densities, we tend to use grams per cubic centimeter, but for gases with their low densities, we tend to use grams per liter. It's important for me to note that as temperature rises, volume increases, which makes the overall density decrease. Generally, density decreases as its temperature increases, with a few exceptions to the rule, of course. The most important exception is water. Water is actually at its most dense in the liquid phase at about 4 degrees Celsius. When water freezes, it forms a crystalline pattern that leaves more space between the molecules, increasing its volume and lowering its density. This is why ice floats on water. It's actually less dense. But you can change the density of a substance like water. Adding a solute to a substance will change its density. If you add a high-density solute like salt, whose density is twice that of water, you'll end up with a solution that has a higher density than water. This is why it's so easy to float in salty water, like Salt Lake or the Dead Sea. The opposite is true too. Adding a low-density solute will lower the density of the solution. Ethyl alcohol has a density that's lower than water. When you mix alcohol with water together, the overall density is less than the water's density alone. Thanks for watching this episode of Teacher's Pet. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter @SciencePet.